You're friends of Hare Krishna Devidas, you know?
Yeah, actually, there's a devotee in London, Sitaram, who's starting an ahimsa milk production.
Yes.
And he's working with a non-devotee farmer who's agreed to produce ahimsa milk. And they want it to become as popular as, like people now are buying organic milk where the cows are not fed hormones and things like that. And they're paying extra money for that. So he's trying to create a market for ahimsa milk, and he's going to have different levels of nonviolent. You know, different, and he's promoting this at gatherings of, you know, for ecology and Hindu gatherings. So this is just, in fact, right now he's at a big convention in London. So this is starting. He wants to try to get this to be, you know, eventually internationally, that people will go to the supermarket and demand ahimsa milk like they're now demanding organic.
It's a very good idea. And some people would buy it.
Yes, some people, the price is like you say, I think it's about 3 times higher. But, you know, he's telling them this is the actual cost of producing.
Yes. Thank you for that commentary. Looking forward to see ahimsa milk coming up in the awareness of people. This takes us to our next suggestion here. Krishna Bhakti has put as a conversation of the women in the World Vaishnava Association. Can you clarify what specific you have in mind when you put that point?
You can speak from there, or you can.
Yeah, I can speak from there.
Cable will not last to that.
So I made this short. I will give to everybody this small pamphlet you see about women. Their place in the WVA. It is a petition to the leading member of the WVA by Krishna Bhaktidas and the WVA Secretary for France. Dear and respected Vaishnava, we are presenting humbly unto you this petition about the place of women Vaishnavi in the WVA institution. What is the situation? In the regard of the development of the Bhakti tradition in West within these last 40 years, we can see clearly that different Vaishnava acharyas are to promote the place of women in their respected mission. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, or Srila Sripad Damodar Maharaj, or Srila Narayan Maharaj also, by giving them priest attribute, by let them chanting or speak in public, or making painting or drama, working on computer, etc. These were understood by this guru and others that in the West, like said Srila Prabhupada, you cannot do the same things that in India as far the cultural background is different. In the West, ladies are represented in any field of the society. Vaishnava cannot let them back in their house. As far the World Vaishnava Association includes the word world, it means it will be very intelligent and valuable to give them more place than it appears like through the WV net website, where everyone can see, especially leading Swamiji. Do not forget people or other field traditions who are looking our website. We feel that ladies Vaishnavi can bring for sure good idea, regard and feeling to our wonderful Peace Vaishnava Association. Those who are interested with this petition, please send us your mail to this address. There is. And in this small, paper, there is also there, the following page is an interview of Sister Emmanuelle, she is French. By her fresh and spontaneous attitude, you will be, we guess, interested in our request. So this I will give to everybody in small. You will see Sister Emmanuelle give very funny answer about life, and she is a Catholic nun. She has done a lot of work in Cairo, in Egypt. She is really wonderful. So 2 years ago, I would say the same thing to Maharaj. I feel, in intelligent way of development of this Bhakti Marga tradition in the world. I think it will be, you see, sometimes it will be intelligent, to have some Mataji. Like you see, like recently we were in Narayan Maharaj, in Marina di Massa in Italy, and you see that some Mataji sometimes are talking. Maharaj lets chanting and talking in public. So you see, as for myself, I am working in the French educational school, for many years, and I try to follow Prabhupada teaching since 40 years, but you see, we have to be educated. Like these two, Maharaj and Urmila, speak about education, and Maharaj about ecology, all these things. So slowly, I think, if we want our movement, Prabhupada dignity, Prabhupada influence in the world, if we want this, we have no other way to present to the public intelligent value of Vaishnavism in all aspects, you see. So our petition here is to, about ladies, women, Vaishnavi. Please think about it, especially our leader. I'm addressing here to our Maharaj here, especially Param Advaiti Maharaj. So sometimes it will be good to include, especially like in your WVA magazine. Sometimes one lady can speak, you see, about, some subject, something. It will give some, people from other religions. They will say these people, they are non-sectarian, they are intelligent. Something like this. So I thank you very much for your attention.
Well, I just can give a personal reflection on this. The WVA, in that sense, of course, doesn't have an identity of its own, because it doesn't have like temples of its own where a certain relationship, male, female, is enacted like in every mission is. But on the books of the WVA, on the bylaws, there's absolutely no special consideration given for either men or women, and there's not at all a publication policy in Vienna or in the WVA magazine to give a particular value, an inferior value to anything which comes from a Vaishnavi, not at all. So in other words, if they are coming forward, if they want to become secretaries, if they want to become actively involved, if they want to send articles, they're just as welcome as any man. And this is a policy which personally I have, because in a sense I'm with the webmaster of our publication, so I know that we never got an article from a woman. We said, oh, we're not going to publish that, it's from a woman. No? Something that doesn't exist. That we, now in my own mission, I can give you another answer. I always try to promote the women. I always try to draw them towards the leadership. Even the young women, I always tell them, learn how to lead, don't be pushed under, because this world is having this difficulty. Men are not responsible enough as they may have been before. So I'm telling the Matajis, please be strong, be united, have solidarity with you. And in our particular mission, those women who are renounced, they also have a special status like sannyasis. They're not called sannyasis, they're called maharanis. But so we have definitely the desire to promote them, because we agree with your paper. We agree that women should not be pushed aside, they should not be minimized. Anybody who does that, he's a little bit outdated to our point of view. And we also see that they have great talents and important things to give, and this machism of any type is not really helpful. But also we know that there's a culture thing, and that culture thing, like I see that women sometimes prefer not to take the initiative. But that's just a relative observation of mine. They sometimes prefer, let the men take care of this thing of initiative. So like, in that sense, but why they are like this, or why they prefer that, what's the psychological background, I can't really tell. But I can tell you one thing out of my practical living experience, that if I want to get something done, I find a woman for it. Because the men, they are not so good at getting something done. Save and except, it comes out of their own head. Maybe they do it, you know. But if you want to get something done, responsible, reliably and honest, you better get a woman for it. I can give that testimony to it. For whatever that may be worth, because it's just my personal opinion and the way I manage it, you know. And like you say, in some missions it is also there, there's cultural backgrounds and so. But for example, in our Vaishnava missions, we should be very cautious that there's no space for injustice against women and children. That should be very careful. But then again, the WVA is not a committee of creating justice anywhere. No, it's not part of our portfolio. Our portfolio is increasing friendship amongst the Vaishnava missions and informing and sharing. It's a totally different platform. We are not really trying to invade missions to tell mission leaders what they should do or not. Simply these elements are here to maybe find some proposals. So what we can do is we can publish, you send me the file of this, and we can publish it on Veena so that people can read it, since this has been one of the proposals made by Krishna Bhakti and his wife today. Any further comments on that? Urmila, like you like to comment on this?
Very clear.
Yeah, Maharaj, I agree totally with what you say. For example, in the mission of Matsyavatara Prabhu, most of the work is done by women, and they are very efficient, they work very nice. So I totally agree with you that many times women are trustworthy and they work very